Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakaha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriyaha, Vasudeva Parangyanam, Vasudeva Parantapaha, Vasudeva Parodharma, Vasudeva Paragatihi. So, before we start probably the first Bhagavad Katha in this house, I would like to request everyone to pray that there is all auspiciousness in this house, that there is always happiness, abundance, there is pure bliss all times. And I thank Mayur Prabhu, Shweta Mataji, Arush and Swara for inviting all of us. And I'm very happy because this is start of the year. And we all are very fresh with our resolutions and plans for this year, how to advance in devotion. Let's include them in our prayer so that everything is happy. This particular verse is telling us that whatever, I would appreciate if I had I can also do it here. Because the purport of this verse is the key to our meditation for the day. This is in the second chapter, in the first canto. Okay, and then in the verse number 28 to 29. In fact, this chapter is full of inspiration for us to practice regular hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, in the purport of this particular verse 28-29, Prabhupada mentions that Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is the only object of worship, is confirmed in these two shlokas. In the Vedic literature, there is the same objective, establishing oneself, one's relationship, and ultimately reviving our lost loving service unto Him. That is the sum and substance of the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, the same theory is confirmed by the Lord in His own words. The ultimate purpose of the Vedas is to know Him only. All the revealed scriptures are prepared by the Lord through His incarnation in the body of Srila Vyasadeva, just to remind the fallen souls conditioned by material nature of Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. No demigod can award freedom from material bondage. That is the verdict of all the Vedic literatures. Impersonalists who have no information of the personality of Godhead minimize the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord and put Him on equal footing with all other living beings. And for this act, such impersonalists get freedom from material bondage only with great difficulty. They can surrender unto Him only after many, many births in the culture of transcendental knowledge. One may argue that the Vedic activities are based on sacrificial ceremonies. That is true. But all such sacrifices are also meant for realizing the truth about Vasudeva. Another name of Vasudeva is Yajna, sacrifice. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that all sacrifices and all activities are to be conducted for the satisfaction of Yajna or Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the case also with yoga systems. Yoga means to get into touch with the Supreme Lord. The process, however, includes several bodily features such as asana, dhyana, pranayama, and meditation. And all of them are meant for concentrating upon the localized aspect of Vasudeva, represented as Paramatma. Paramatma realization is but partial realization of Vasudeva, and if one is successful in that attempt, one realizes Vasudeva in full. But by ill luck, most yogis are stranded by the power of mysticism achieved through the bodily process. Ill fated yogis are given a chance in the next birth by being placed in the families of good learned brahmanas or in the families of rich merchants in order to execute the unfinished task of the Vasudeva realization. If such fortunate brahmanas and sons of rich men properly utilize the chance, they can easily realize Vasudeva by good association with saintly persons. Unfortunately, such preferred persons are captivated again by material wealth and honor, and thus they practically forget the aim of life. Anyway, the purport is little longer. We will cover the other parts little bit later, because this is a kind of an essay for all kinds of spiritual practitioners. It is speaking about yogis, it is speaking about jnanis, it is speaking about dhyanis, one who is a yogi, uh, and also for so many who are in mixed, sometimes yogis, sometimes bogis, sometimes yogi, sometimes jnani, and all these class. And of course, here we see that Vasudeva, para means supreme. Vasudeva para Veda. In fact, it is said that one should take the shelter and support of Vedas. What does it mean is not to help ourselves to lead a very, very nice karma pleasing life. What is karma pleasing life? Something that when we do to others, it's good for them, and not only because it's good for them, it also is good for us. There are so many who are nice humanitarians, people always thinking for the welfare of others, want to improve the life of others. In fact, so many such nice people who started creating such a wonderful place to live sometimes miss the point is that we don't want to build a bridge like a five-star hotel. I don't know if sometimes we have driven this autobahns, and in especially I think Netherlands, when we go, there is one above the autobahn, there is a very nice cave. I think that though it looks so nice, but people will not stay there forever. The purpose is just have some coffee break, nice shopping, and then move on. But somehow what happens is we are using this Veda as the means so that we can very nicely enjoy this world. After all, why did we come? We wanted to enjoy, isn't it? Knowingly, unknowingly, we wanted to enjoy. That's the goal. But what we see here is that in all sense, there is a lot of suffering. Of course, today being an opportunity to discuss about auspicious things and in a positive mood, we can see how all the system can be used in the service of the Lord. In fact, when Shweta Mataji was mentioning about that they have bought a house, this is very nice, because everyone is looking for ashraya, that too which is very, very comfortable, yeah, and also is based on our dreams. Yeah, so we are coming from a household life. We are coming from a household life, which means there is an integral part of arranging facilities for our own self, for our own family, and then being following this sanskaras. We have There are some samskaras for the well-being of someone, yeah, like a Vaishnava Homa, like a Narsimha Homa. There are sanskaras, yeah, this is Gopala Bhatta Goswami. In his Satkriya Sara Deepika, he mentions the importance of sanskaras in one's own life. The sanskara is usually done by the husband to the wife or the father to his children. Why? Because so that we can lead a very, very nice and successful life. In that we have the sanskaras like Garbhadana sanskar, which we can say the beginning, and to the end there is Antyeshti sanskar when one leaves the world. And this Antyeshti is done after a person leaves the world, but then there is Shraddha ceremony that is part of it, that keeps on repeating year after year. We all are fond of celebrating birthdays, but there is a whole lot of emphasis given on festivals lifelong, in the form of Antyeshti or in the form of Shraddha ceremony. Why? Because there is so much importance given that one can establish deeper impression. You know what is a groove? Groove? What is a groove? Not Dhruv. Groove. Yeah, for example, you have this railway track. Yeah, especially in the trams. You have the road, and into that there is a rail track. So that the wheel of the train, or the, what do you call this? Rail, doesn't move anywhere. So the impressions are something like that. When we are building impression, whether it is this, there's a whole list, Jatakarma Sanskar, then there is Shrimontanayana Sanskar, then there is Soshyanti Sanskar, then there is Chuda, what is it? Chudakarna Sanskar, then Karna Vedi Sanskar. There are so many sanskaras. Why these sanskaras are so important in one's life is we are preparing such a groove that we don't derail or go out of, because human form of life, these sanskaras are not done for the animals. At least I don't know. These are done for humans. Why? Because we have a scope of freedom to do anything. And because it is so wide that we can do anything, we need a groove. We need this lane, just like when we are walking in a forest. In the forest, we just don't go running into any place. We really see, is there a walking trail? And when there is a walking trail, we keep walking. Sanskaras are like that. The sanskaras are deep impressions that we are building in our own life, so that we don't get distracted, we don't get lost. Just like in a forest, when there is no path, we don't know where are we going, how are we going, what are we doing, and then we simply get off track. Among these sanskaras, Griha Pravesha Sanskar is also very important. Very interestingly, Griha Pravesha Sanskar is done not to a human. It is not, of course, we also are inviting. It is said that when the temples are constructed, temple is also seen as a form of Lord. Similarly, when we make the house as a temple, in that way we can see the house as a form of Lord. And through this process of Griha Pravesha, what we are doing is we are actually preparing our home suitable for our successful life. If you see there, of course, one may ask, in Western world, people are also happy. Did they do all these Griha Praveshas? Did they do all this Vastu grids and all these things, 16 directions, mark it, put it, and then decide? And are they not happy? Are they happy or not happy? Then do we really need to do these things? Is it just because we are in Hinduism, because we have this Sanatan Dharma, and that's why shall we start doing it? What is the purpose of Griha Pravesha? Pravesha means what? Entry. For a safer exit, we need to have a auspicious entry. What is a safer what is a successful exit? That our life becomes successful. We have many dreams that we have, and where are these dreams discussed, cherished, and shared? Is in the home. We don't go to our manager and say, you know what, hey, I have a great dream. He said, first work. Dreams we will see later. The home is a place we can have good dreams. When Lord Ramachandra was in banishment, he was like 13 years he was in Panchavati. In the Aranyakanda we come across that Lakshman has built a kind of a parnashala. I don't know what is the English word. It's a grass hut, something like that. Huh? In English? Thatched hut, something. Okay. Cottage. Resorts. The next level. So when Lakshman, Lord Ram said, okay, I think this is the place where where Valmiki Muni has said, go and stay in Panchavati. That is the place suitable. Why? Because it's very, very serene. It has nice gardens, nice river, Godavari river. If anyone have gone to Nasik, they know how beautiful it is. Yeah. And less likely it will be dry. All the time it's foggy or rainy and what do you call this? Drizzling or something. But very nice weather. So that's why Valmiki Muni has advised Ram, Sita and Lakshman to go and stay there. When Lakshman has built this nice ashram, what did we say? Parnakutira, okay, that is better. Then he invited Ram to come, and he invited his brother to come and see. After seeing this, Ram was so happy. He was so happy. He has given a very tight hug because though he is a Kshatriya, though he was the Lord, at that time he was in Vanvas, so what can he give? You remember also when Kevat has helped to cross over the river, I think it's Ganges. At that time, what did Ram give? A golden ring. Whose ring is that? Sita Mata. Mother Sita's ring. Of course, did the boatman take it? No. Did Ram give it back to Sita? No. So be careful, yeah. Don't give, it doesn't come back. Anyway, that was helped by Ramji sent this ring with Hanuman to Lanka. So then, when we connect the dots, we know, okay. Anyway, coming back here, when Ramji has seen this hut that was built, he was extremely happy. He gave a very tight hug. And out of great emotion, he said, great love, he said, you remind me my father. Just like how a father takes care so nicely. So he said, because of you, I don't even feel, by that time already his father passed away, right? So Dashrath has already left the world. So he says, no, I don't, so much. And of course, what he did was two things. Lord Ram asked him, okay, now get some flesh of antelope to do the, what do you call the Shanti, what is the word called? Shanti? There is a word. Before we do the Griha Pravesha, they do the Shanti. Graha Shanti? Yeah, Graha Shanti. Huh? So why is that needed? Why do we need a Graha Shanti? That too, yeah. When Lord enters the home is anyway peaceful. The Lord, when He is there, everything is auspicious. Can the ghosts and all these things can stay? There, Lord is showing that yes, there are sanskaras one should follow. Huh? The Lord is showing that sanskaras has its own value. We don't want to lead a life like uncultured or insensitive or easygoing. Yeah, sometimes we also feel, okay, why to do all this, any sanskara for that matter. So Lord Ram asked, get this, and then we do this. And this is one thing. The second thing is, Lakshman, when he was welcoming, he has offered flowers all the way and invited him into the home. These two things can be understood very specially. Why? Because ultimately, whose house is this?
Lord.
That's it. What we do, Griha Pravesha, is we are thinking, okay, we are getting into the house. It is the Lord who is welcomed into the house and giving the key to the Lord, saying, okay, Lord, it's your home. And of course, there are pujas that are done to the bar, um, the frame, and and there are different procedures. The all purpose is to do what? So that when one enters into the house, everything is free from evil effects. That's why even Ram is saying, okay, yeah, he's showing that when you are doing a Griha Pravesha, then what happens is that through this process, first you remove all the evil things. In fact, we know that there is a big pumpkin that usually we tie on the at the entrance. Hmm? One may see this is a superstitious. Luckily, in Germany we have a lot of pumpkins, so we can simply not one. We can put in every corner. It is said that when the house is under construction, then the people who come and we don't know what energies were there before. Do you believe in energy?
Yes.
Evil energies?
Yes.
Did you see? We don't want to see. That's why we do it. Huh? If someone want to see, that's okay. When Srila Prabhupada, he got this big house. It's so big. Yeah. One would think, why will someone buy such a big mansion, that too for a small family? Prabhupada said it came for so reasonable price because people were thinking it's ghost haunted. And it most wanted for ISKCON people. What is ghost haunted is, yeah, it's most wanted for ISKCON. That's why Prabhupada took. And then interestingly, I think you may have seen Abhay Charan, there is this ghost coming and seeing what is Prabhupada doing. For him it was nothing. He was just busy with his, and then he said, oh, he was just chanting, and then he said, oh, the ghosts have freedom. Of course, today we don't want to discuss about ghost stories. It comes only. But the topic is very much to appreciate the sanskara of Griha Pravesha, to come into the home. But the purpose of coming and staying and being blessed in the home is for what? Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakha. So we have to understand, even if one is somehow inclined to worship Anya Devatas, still that is the whole purpose, to do what? To please Lord Vasudeva. Vasudeva Maha. And then Vasudeva Para Yoga. We want to have all kinds of nice yogas, right? So if you see astrology, we see, okay, I want this, I want that. Yeah, we want all have nice yoga. In fact, Griha Pravesha is done during the Uttarayana phase, January to July, typically. So Of course, Mayur Prabhu already did it. We are again doing it, being in Germany in January. It is said that one's house is filled with all happiness and success when one does Graha Pravesha in this Uttarayana time when the sun is in the northern hemisphere. Plus, when one, it's not like one can do the sanskar anytime. It's selected during the Abhijit Muhurta. Yeah, we know that Muhurt is a day is divided into 30 parts, each of 45 minutes. Abhijit Muhurt is considered very, very victorious. And then we see the whole and sole purpose of this. In Satkresar Deepika, it is said that yes, there is a whole process, elaborate process. One can do a big yajna. One can, yeah, I think we all know what is the first thing that is put in the house, even before we enter? Rice? Coconut. Cow dung, cow urine. First, the cleaning process starts with cow dung and cow urine. It is said that when we do this, then of course sometimes we may think, hey, it might become dirty, and no, it brings all auspiciousness. Why? Because Gopal comes where this cow dung and cow urine is. So it starts right from there to invite Krishna into our home. If we would have done it, we can do every day. That's why you have seen sometimes in village we see all these cow dungs with this swastik symbol. I thought cow dung and swastik symbol. Swastik is auspicious, right? Cow dung, okay, fine. They have all this cow dung cakes made of this. Huh? And also the yajna is performed with this cow ghee. So we can see that finding a right time and right place and all is to get one thing very clear for us is we want to advance in bhakti. We may have our own interest. The interest could be our own self, yeah, okay. Akama sarva kamova, moksha kama udarati. We may have desires of different kinds. That's why we have a house, right? Otherwise, we would just have become Babajis or all time looked for options where, yeah. Even if we are temporarily living in a rent house, for example, Graha Pravesh is still done. It's not that okay after we own, yeah. In fact, Krishna says there is nothing that we own. For a moment, we are just taking and using it. It is said there are three kinds of Graha Praveshas. In your case, you have done Graha Pravesh called Dvandva Graha Pravesha. Dvandva Graha Pravesha means entering into a house that is being renovated, that one is no more living, someone vacated, and there is, or sometimes when we know this big natural disasters that may happen, and then one is again reconstructing, and after everything is done, then one enters. This is one. There is Apurva Graha Pravesha. Apurva means freshly built, like Lakshman has done. That is Apurva Graha Pravesha. Then there is Sapurva Graha Pravesha, where Mother Sita has done. When after marriage, this we can see in the Balakanda, last chapter. When after breaking the bow of Lord Shiva's in Janakpur, we know this, all the four daughters were offered to the four brothers of Ramji, three brothers, yeah. And when they came home, there is also a process. Yeah, as you were saying, there is this kalash of rice, and then there is also uh, this is also Griha Pravesh, someone entering the house for the first time. That is also considered as a Sapurva Griha Pravesha. Whatever it is, whether these three, but the whole and sole purpose of Griha Pravesha is to please the Lord, to engage in services of the Lord. In fact, if we want to have a good dream and right dream, the best thing is to have a very sound temple at home. I mean, of course, I'm not saying right dream, good dream means to have very nice dream so that we can, of course, the point I'm trying to say is that the purpose of such a kind of home is so that we can have the Lord in the center, offer the home to the Lord, and when we offer the home to the Lord, it means making Krishna in the center. That means organizing programs, doing a lot of devotional services at home, having satsanga like today, and very important is as in Gopal Bhatta Goswami says, whatever sanskar one does, it should definitely end with a kirtan. There are few elements in that. There is said one is katha, to understand what is the sanskar we are doing, and then one should end with a very nice kirtan. Otherwise, any ceremony is not successful. And in fact, it is said one should have such a program and hmm, offer food to the brahmanas. This is one thing, and yeah, which means devotees, and then also offering dakshina. So these are the ways through which we can make a sanskar or a festival, or in this case, very successful. So the importance of kirtan is so high. We may think, okay, that might be the last thing I want to do in the home, isn't it? Because after buying a house, what are we busy with? To repay, right? Unless, yeah, if someone is millionaire, he will buy a billionaire house, right? Everyone. So in one way or the other, what happens is we get busy. In fact, usually I heard when I was an engineering student sitting on our flat, and next was the temple, and the first thing the Bhagavad he was telling, the first thing what you will do when you have a nice house, you have invited everyone for a housewarming ceremony. The first thing after everyone goes, you sleep, and then while you're talking about, oh, how to repay that, how many installments. I mean, if devotees will not think like that, but but anyway, one may say, hey, this is Krishna's house, let him repay. No. Yeah? I have very rich landlord, he will take care of everything, so I don't have to worry. No, we are inviting the Lord, not that he serves us, but we serve him. The purpose of inviting the Lord is that to serve him. The purpose of inviting devotees is to serve them. So a grahastha life is actually, we may think a home is a nice home that we can enjoy nicely, but it's ashram of service. Yeah, in the scriptures it is said that grahasthas are the one who are taking care of the other three varnas, whether it's brahmacharya, vanaprastha, or sannyas, which means to conduct programs. Yeah, I remember Bhaktibhushan Maharaj says this, that yeah, in India there is this culture, very nice culture. I have not seen in my generation, our generation, but at least Maharaj says that before eating, yeah, evening, the grahastha goes out and says, "Hey, is there someone who is the householder or the owner is offering food if there is someone on the street, and if there is no one, then he takes." So ideally, grahastha life should be that we should be in the mood of offering our home. Yeah, of course, with care. When we are offering, okay, we should also be careful. Um, so, in the five most important activities that one, Rupa Goswami writes in the Nectar of Devotion, we can say chanting. Can we do in the home chanting? Reading Bhagavatam. What are the other things? Yeah, yeah. Satsang. Can we do it at home? Going to the holy places. Can we do? We can make a home pilgrim, holy place. And what is the last one? There is a chanting already. What is that? You want to do sadhana?
Duty service.
Deity service. Exactly. Grahastha's main business is deity service. So all the five things, the most important five things, if we just do this, then our life is successful. We can do at home. Amazing, right? We can make our home a place of worship, yeah, so that we can also do all these programs, and then the home becomes an asset. We all want a home to be asset, right? It's not that we have to check after every year what is the value of the home. Yeah, we are just checking. Okay, after 10 years, this is the asset value. No, the asset here we say is the real asset, because one is able to have home and the place for dreams, as I was mentioning, for the dreams, and also for making the dreams come true. One may say, okay, it's not so important. Okay, the dreams are, or one may say, okay, I'm very simple person. I don't have any dreams. For me, just this is a no. We should have as a devotee big dreams. It's not simple saying, okay, no, as a devotee we should be very simple. Means we should also not have big dreams, isn't it? When there are no dreams, we don't do anything. When we don't do anything, we don't go anywhere. The purpose of having facility or support is to do what? To dream big. That's why when we are talking about the five things, satsang plays a very important role, especially at home. First thing is, through satsang, what happens is we are doing kirtan, we are doing katha, so that the house becomes energized with what? The holy name. In fact, it is said, one is, I don't know how much it costed to do the proper griha pravesh, but to do a kirtan, how much it costs? Yeah, it costs nothing. And it can be done anytime. Yeah, we don't have to wait for this Abhijit Moort and really find, okay, let's start now. No. One can do the kirtan all the time. One can dedicate all his time or her time in doing service. One can use the opportunity of the home for reading Bhagavatam or inviting Bhagavatas, conducting Bhagavat Kathas. Through this, whatever may be all these bad energies and all, they don't have any place. Yeah. Because there is this Satkrisa Deepika, when Gopal Bhatta Goswami has written, he has mentioned the guidelines for Vaishnavas and guidelines for Avaishnavas. But the whole purpose is towards this shloka. What is that? Vasudeva Para Gati. Gati means path, Gati means goal. Vasudeva Parogati means to attain ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? Is to attain the Lord. And in this regard, I was just referring about the Ramayana is one example, but we can see that there is also so much about Vastu. How many have heard about Vastu? Do we believe in it? How much? Fully? Anyone else? Vastu is also a Shastra, right? Whatever is, a Shastra definitely has its prominent significance. And when we talk about Vastu Shastra is also nice. Ayurveda is also Shastra. We also know, okay, what is the nature of the body. It's wonderful that whatever Shastras that we have, these are not according to only one country. Sometimes we may see, can we apply that here in Germany? Ayurveda? Yoga Shastra? Then why not Vastu Shastra? Shall we use it or not? What is the purpose of using? That is the main thing. What is the purpose of Ayurveda? To keep our body healthy. What is the purpose of Yoga Shastra? To keep? To attain the Lord. Okay. Artha Shastra? Not Artha, Artha Shastra. Niti Shastra. Should we use them or not? Because Lord has created them. Should we use them? And how many Shastras in this way we have to learn? Do we really have time? There is already so much. When last time we were asking kids what are the subjects in the school, they're already having biology, zoology, philosophy. In fact, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll just read this verse. Tasya prita mana raja viprair dhaumya kripadibihi jatakam karayam asa vachayitva cha mangalam. He says, Yudhishthir, who was very satisfied with the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, he had purificatory process of birth performed. When we have this Jatakamma Samskara, when the baby is born, then there is this sanskar that is performed. It is said, learned Brahmanas headed by Dhaumya and Kripa recited auspicious hymns. In this, which is in the Bhagavatam, in the first canto, there is this, in the purport Prabhupada is mentioning, though there is no qualification for taking devotional service other than faith. Everyone ready? This is very important. We all were, I don't know, sometimes I felt like, do we really need this Shastra? Some said yes, some said, I'm just quoting from Prabhupada Purport, is saying, though there is no qualification for taking to devotional service other than faith, one who has undergone the sanskaras in proper manner and also has faith will have some advantage in the process of his sadhana. The purpose of using all the Shastras is to do what? To attain us what? Sadhana. So that we can do proper sadhana. If we have a nice home, what should we use it for? Proper sadhana. What is sadhana? What is this? Money? I thought money. Arthaniti shows like this. Practicing bhakti. What is sadhana? Sadhana is the means to attain sadhya. Attain that what one should attain. What is the ultimate goal? Lord is sadhya, to attain. And what is the process? Activity, kriya is sadhana. And the body is a vehicle. This body is very, very rare, and as we were referring uh, in the fifth canto, the rarity of the body, Rishabhadev is telling. I think yesterday we were discussing. It's very rare. It is so rare that we may see if we just drive, yeah, from wherever we have come, we would have seen hundreds and thousands of trees. Can we really count how many are there? So many. And what talk about the small, small plants and etc. There are so many. Huh? You remember what is superior to this inanimate, inanimate things, and superior to that is what? Trees, living beings, but they can't move. Superior to them are the worms and snakes, and superior to them are birds and animals. Then superior is beasts, superior to them is humans, and superior to humans are demigods, superior to demigods are gods. And superior. So anyway, there is a whole understanding that human form is definitely superior. But superior than all of them, who is superior? I'm just checking who is active. Brahmanas. Yeah, so just checking. What Rishabdev was telling is that he said superior than them is Brahmanas because Lord is favorite of Brahmanas. Why? Because they follow Vedas. But what is so great? There are so many Brahmanas who are following Vedas. What is so great? Because the Vedas are telling to follow whom? To follow Lord. So the Lord is so happy to see that we follow Him. And because they have not used any speculative idea, they have just followed the Vedas to understand. Vedaishcha sarvam ahameva vedyo Vedanta krut vedavid chaiva aham. He's saying the goal of going to Vedas is to attain me. And now, best of best Brahmanas, who are they? Vaishnavas. Again, there is a big ladder of how one can attain that high level or how to attain that perfection. One may have to attain knowledge. One may have to practice yoga. Yeah. Just acquiring knowledge will help us? No. We need to also put it into practice. We can put it into practice means we need to have sadhana, yoga. And it's yesterday or today we were discussing that the advantage of a devotee is when he is a devotee, he is already doing everything. We don't have to exclusively become a jnani. It's not like let me first finish this, and then I can become a devotee. No, by becoming a devotee, Lord is giving jnanam apohanam cha. He is giving us what we should remember. He is removing what we should forget. So, in the purport it is said, there is a need for a good and intelligent class of Brahmins who are expert in performing purificatory processes prescribed in the system of Varnashrama Dharma. So, Prabhupada is emphasizing that it's very important that we go through these purificatory processes which are sanskaras. We may not be able to see because in one place it is said that sanskaras are so subtle that we don't know what is the value. Sometimes we think, hey, we are just doing because it's prescribed. I was asking, did we see the devil? We don't see, but still we do. Why? Because we are doing, we are not seeing. But the question comes, so many are there who are not doing. Are they seeing? They are seeing devil life. Yeah? A devil life means a life of what? Surrender. One may think, no, there is no devil. No. A devil life is life of surrender. Not to the Lord, but own senses. Completely absorbed. And here it is said, unless such purificatory processes are performed, there is no possibility of good population. The reason why we are struggling to see all these things is, what are the generations that came? Latest is Gen Z, right? Before there was so many generations. I feel, sorry, the new generations are daring and dashing, but we know what happens if so much daring and dashing is there, they'll have an accident. One may think, wow, no, it's cool to be like this. Huh? There is no care, there is only scare. Hmm. Isn't it? We know why, because in our generation we could preserve the values. Why? Because we were given sanskaras. Because we had sanskaras, if one does a case study, then we can understand. Because of sanskaras, how the lives are. Sanskaras are the means or opportunities through which we are protected. Sanskar itself is a shelter. Isn't it? Yeah. At least we are fortunate that we got sanskaras. And that's why we are also longing and giving it to our kids. The kids don't know what is this. If we say, hey, come on here to Bhagavatam, he says, how much? How long? What is all this? Hmm? At least our kids are very good. I've seen someone coming and right in the middle of a very nice kirtan, they left. Because my child, she can't hear. It's too... yeah. But she loves music, but she can't hear kirtan. Why? Sanskaras play a big role. And to understand the purpose of sanskara is to attain the Lord. When we miss this, everything is gone. Even if one is getting the best life in the purport Prabhupada we were reading, that yeah, one may be born in a very nice Brahmin family, in a rich family, but if it doesn't help to attain Krishna, it's just missing that one opportunity that we have very, very rarely got. Okay. Any thoughts or questions or comments? You like it? What?
Following sanskaras.
Do sanskara give us some security to attain bhakti, or it just gives us some good facilities, or
I think already you answered, right? So, because you are doing right things because of facility, you are getting good sukriti. Because you are given that provision, that's why what usually, I mean, once His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj said, or I think, yeah, or Kadamkaran Maharaj. No, Jayadvaita Maharaj. Yeah, he and Radhanath Maharaj, they were giving a class in Chowpati, and at the time, Maharaj said, service gives more service. When you do service, what do you get? You think, oh, I get happiness, I get pleasure, I get whatever desires, fulfillment, happiness. No, basically service gives more service. And here, the sanskaras are giving us that we don't deviate. A human form is rare. Yeah? And then that facility is a way through which one can benefit by following sanskaras. It gives us the framework. Yeah, basically it gives a framework through which we can practice and attain the goal. One may ask, but what about people who have not have sanskaras? What to do now? Yeah? Someone has no sanskaras from childhood. Okay, they are German born, US born. What happens? Chanting will bring everything. The power of chanting, the power of Bhagavatam. These are the two things that Prabhupada, of course, he also gave nice. These days I'm always remembering Gulab Jamun. This is what Prabhupada used to give. He used to make big he used to say big Gulab Jamuns, keep it in stock, and whoever comes, he used to give one. Like that. So, is it paradox that, okay, on one side we say sanskaras are needed, on the other side, okay, We have so many Prabhupada disciples, yeah, coming from different, but they also made it. So both go hand in hand. We need to provide a framework, a setup, so that one can appreciate to have the inclination to accept Guru. In the case of so many disciples, what happened? Yeah, they were not so much envious. Yeah, it is said. I think once Gauranga Prabhu was asked, okay, you have so much that you remember so many shlokas. How is it from a past life? So sanskaras are not just only for this life. It is okay. No, we are engraving the path life after life so that we can really carefully walk on this. If we can make it in this life, all good. But still, we are making such a way that we have these impressions that help us. Because when we have this, just like this, anyone played this Kegel bun? Not. Yeah, it's a German crazy bowling. You have the lane is not wide, it goes narrow. Sanskara is like that, okay. You narrow down to the goal. Hmm? Okay. Okay, I don't know. Any other thoughts? All fine, then we go. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting and thanks for coming. Thanks for hearing. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.